Hello everyone. Very shortly, we're just going to be having some information from the life of David again. And here we're talking of what he did when he was ousted out as king. A coup was performed against him by, guess, his son. And his son was likely going to kill him. So David had to run from the palace and run away, holding on desperately. He had to run away. But you see, David was a man who had been through a lot in his life. Before he became king, people were trying to kill him because they knew that he was going to become king. Now that he is king, when he became king, the sons of those people were still trying to fight him, hope to make sure he doesn't become king. And now that he was established as king, his own son was fighting him to remove him as king. It's quite unheard of in many places where a son would fight his father for the throne, even performing a coup while the father is still alive and quite young. Yeah. But that happened to David, so sad, sorry for David. But you see, one thing that strikes me in this whole encounter that he had was, unlike the other kings before him, because you see, there were judges, there were kings before him, there were those who felt so humble and felt so unexpecting when they were not yet, when God chose them in the Bible. You see so many of such cases in Judges and even in the first Samuel with Saul, David's predecessor, who hid behind bags when they were looking for him to make him king. And they literally needed to consult God for God to tell them that this man is hiding here before they could go and find him to bring him, because they didn't want to become king. But now when God told this man that after you, your kingdom is going to go to someone else, he was ready to kill, to make sure his bloodline remained there. And something that happens all over the world today with the sit-tight syndrome and all that. And you begin to ask, what is it in power? Does it really serve as a proof that absolute power corrupts? But you see, we have a big lesson to learn from David in leadership in this part. And that is just in one short verse. Where David when in his going out, you would expect other people to fight, right? They would really be ready to fight, especially when it's his own son that he trained and fed. He would be willing to fight back because he knows all his weak points. But instead, David didn't do any of all that. Instead, he did something very striking and very remarkable. What did he do? When the people wanted to take the Ark of Covenant with him, which is like a mace today, it's not really a good comparison because a mace is not up to the power of the Ark of Covenant. But you see, just assume like the mace. Without the mace, nothing really happens in the House of Assemblies and all that. So when they wanted to take the Ark with him, which would have been able to establish him or even give him like if you are playing chess, give him more strength over the enemy, which was his own son. I would not stop remembering that or reminding us that. Instead, David told the priest to take back the ark to the city. And he said that that's in verse 25 here, he said, if I find favor in the Lord's eye, he will bring me back and let me see both it and his house. So it showed something great, that David did not rely on his own strength. He did not rely on the fact that, oh, this is my son, he's a small fry. He did not rely on the fact that he was a man who had fought many battles and was skilled in the art of war. No, he relied on God, even still in this case. And he said that if God wills it, then he would not let me fall. Can you confidently say that today as a leader? God brought you into a place of leadership, or you got into a place of leadership, whichever one you believe. Now, some challenges come. Are you the leader who is willing to kill your opponents? Are you the leader who is willing to fight dirty? Or are you the leader who is willing to trust in the Lord, believing that he is still King of Kings and he is greater than anyone else, and that he can fight your battles for you? When God fights your battles for you, it's very clear. So invite him into your life today to fight your battles for you and watch things take a different turn. Thank you very much, and God bless you.